2020 was one of the hardest and biggest years that Peak have ever faced. In response to the pandemic, our families experienced a whole range of challenges. Some families were having to self-isolate, some families were unwell with COVID. We saw poverty and food poverty rise hugely across our communities. So Peak stepped up and we made food. We provided food support, food vouchers, we provided furniture for our family households, we provided clothing, school uniforms, you name it, we tried our best to provide it.
Pikachu was great for our families that attend our Play Cafe sessions, so we had to change the format of Play Cafe, which was normally in an indoor venue, and take that outside. The pandemic also highlighted the ways in which people were struggling beforehand. The struggles that people around the country are facing during this pandemic and during COVID-19, people in our communities were already struggling with those things, so they were already struggling to be able to access fresh, appropriate food and meals.
This year we were also delighted to take part in UNICEF's documentary A Game of Two Halves with James Nesbitt. They wanted to see what local UK organisations were doing to support communities through the pandemic.
With UNICEF coming out to visit, I think it's something that Peak offer well. I think we do offer opportunities and experiences that families are never going to forget. Family that went down to Manchester and kicked off the whole UNICEF match, and I think that's like something they'll never forget. And now when I bump into the wee boy, he constantly talks about that experience. And I think everyone in his wee community knows him for being the boy that kicked off the UNICEF football match.
So 2020 was really hard for everyone, but especially for Peak, as we had to move offices and premises over 6 times in the year. It was really hard to keep operating when we didn't have a home, but we really tried as a team to come together and push forward to make sure that we could keep providing food and wellbeing products for the families during the toughest year that they've ever faced.
A lot of our sessions that we run transferred to online, and we were worried about the impact that would be able to have. What we found is that a lot of kids that we were not maybe reaching beforehand because they had their own barriers to coming along to sessions, they were able to access that online forum. Some of them we did have to help with accessing online, so whether it was providing tablets, laptops, helping with Wi-Fi, things like that, it meant that kids who were maybe struggling with self-confidence, who maybe struggled because they were a young carer and they had an adult at home that they couldn't leave, it meant that they were able to access these sessions.
Like families have said, like it's been massive just having Peak out and about again and being able to support them, because we do want to disappear, and that's the last thing we want to do is disappear.
So in December 2020, we launched our biggest ever winter warmer appeal. Thanks to the generosity of our fantastic supporters, we were able to provide over 6,500 Christmas gifts to families and children across Glasgow.
It's really special to be able to be the person that picks your jackets or your wellies for a family.
It shows you the spirit of Glasgow, and I think that's like the best thing about Glasgow. Like there's always that saying, people make Glasgow, and it definitely showed this Christmas.
Peak was absolutely honoured to win the High Street Hero Award for Regional Champion and the Parent Network Scotland Award for Standout Organisation 2020. This is all in thanks to our amazing and resilient staff team.